before we get in this episode, can you do us a favor? Will you go ahead and subscribe to the channel?
Will you ring that notification bell?
And if you would, give this video a like. Well, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Let's get to the episode.
Let's talk developmentally speaking, glow up, and connecting through wrestling.
Hey everybody, I'm Morty.
And I'm Brian.
And on today's episode of Connecting Through Wrestling, we have the California Dream himself, Jackson Black. Jackson, how's it going?
It's going great, guys. How are you doing tonight?
Doing fabulous. Do apologize. My dogs are somewhere that way barking, so we might hear them. But, you know, dogs will do what dogs will do. Starting off, let's just get right to it. What made you want to get into wrestling?
Oh, okay. So I was that nerd. About 9, I discovered wrestling. And I'd say by the age 14, I had posters from wall to floor, from ceiling to floor, all around of like PWI pullouts. And like, it's always been something I wanted to do. I was an amateur wrestler. I was going to try to do that after. Some things happened, life happened, got in the way. But then now I finally have been doing it for about, we're almost a year, in January will be a year.
Wow.
So I just went for it.
Wow, so you've been doing it for about a year. Is that including your training, or is that after your training?
No, that's after my training. I graduated JPWA April, May, June, and then I stayed there probably up until November. And then I tried to get bookings. I got injured while stepping over a man, so I was out until January.
All right.
How does one get injured stepping over? I think AJ actually told that story.
Did he?
I think so. But
I feel like he may have told that story. So the man that you're talking about, a friend of the podcast, is AJ Kazana, right?
Yeah, the Legacy AJ Kazana. Yes, so we were at JPWA where I graduated from. We were doing a blow up drill. AJ drops down. I step over AJ. He's just laying there. I tear my calf. I have like a grade 1 strain. I'm out all of December. I call it my debut match. It was like sometime in January.
So the mountain of a man that is AJ tore your
was
calf.
just laying down.
Oh wow!
By laying down.
Tell you what,
doing nothing.
the disrespect.
the absolute disrespect. So you said JPWA. What does that stand for?
Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy. It's Dr. Tom Pritchard and Glenn Jacobs Kane's school.
Absolutely. So you've only been in it for a year. Okay, so,
under a year.
Under a year. Okay, so I'm trying to think. So you would not have been in it when I saw. I've actually seen a show of theirs, but it was at of all places, a horror convention in Knoxville. They did. What was it? I'm actually. It's a video on Jacob the Carpetbagger's channel. It's what was it called? I can't remember. Horror Fest or something like that, and they did a wrestling show. And I don't know if he's still there, but there was, I can't think of his name right now, but I'm first of all on Facebook. He does a Scottish gimmick. Was he still there?
I'm sure there's Scottish.
When you were there? I don't know.
Scottish gimmick.
Yeah, or there was
Sheamus.
close. I can't think of his name right now. But and then they had a bunch of different people. Did you happen to work with another graduate from Dr. Tom and Kane's group? Was a female wrestler that I became friends with on Facebook, and Katie Gannon. No,
I'm not going to touch that one. No, I'm not a fan of Katie Gannon. I don't want to like put anybody under the bus, but you know, some people can like get in there and wrestle, and then others, you know, they can't.
Fair enough.
That's the one who wanted $300. Anyway,
You didn't do it, bud.
When you're over, you're over.
oh, that isn't what this podcast is about. I apologize. We don't mean. Go ahead. I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna drink that one away for a second here.
So how was it training at the JPWA?
Bro, so tough. So you do 4 days a week. in-ring training, and then Wednesday you'll do a promo class. And the training and stuff, the roles, I already pretty much did all those roles for like 20 years. You did them in amateur wrestling, you did them in karate, you did them in pretty much every sport, every one of those sports. I sucked as a promo at first. Like, I was awful. Like, god awful. Like, probably the worst there's ever been. But now I can one-take promos. Like, you just gotta, like, they said put in the work. You gotta, like, cut promos in the car about stupid stuff. Get a word, use that. The training there was amazing, man. Like, under the guy who's made so many people. He trained The Rock, the Dudley Boys. You name him, he's trained them. And this leads me to another, cool little point. I got the opportunity to meet, like, Heath Slater, because he came in there on his on his comeback for, like, I think it was, like, Bound for Glory when he debuted at Impact. He was in there training, which was wild.
That's awesome.
And then one day I'm in there training, and I turn around, and fucking Natalia comes in the door. And she sat down. I had two other trainees with me, but I'm not a fucking starstruck guy. I don't really get that way. So I'm talking to Natalia, and it's pretty much a sit-down seminar for about an hour and a half. We're talking about the wrestling business. She told me she got a no 8 times before WWE actually said, "Okay, yeah, you can come in now." And she's a fucking legacy.
You've probably heard that story before, haven't you?
I'm actually, one of my closest friends is Natty's husband, TJ.
Oh, yeah. Jake Tucker trained with them over there in Florida before he debuted at NXT and all that shit.
Yeah. They're good people down there. Natty and TJ are they're a wealth of knowledge, and there's probably nothing they haven't been through or done when it comes to wrestling. And
that's true, definitely, for sure.
It's mainly wrestling 24/7.
Yeah. The cool one yesterday I just saw on my buddy's Facebook page, the Dragon was in there yesterday teaching the kids some things.
We knew that was going to happen, remember?
We did a convention in Sevierville.
We did it was Heroes and Legends in Sevierville, and we brought Les Thatcher with us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and so we were there, and the Dragon was there, and Les and them started talking, and it was that moment that they realized they lived 30 minutes from each other. It was crazy, because I guess Les thought that Dragon still lived in Florida, right? But Dragon lives in Knoxville now, right? In that area?
Yeah.
Or right, I think he's like 30 minutes
he's in the area now.
Not far.
So good for, so that's perfect for, because they even talked about, hey, let's meet up at Dr. Tom's and do some stuff. So if they get Les Thatcher, the Dragon, Dr. Tom, and if we could get Rip down there, gosh, that would be crazy. So, you have Dr.
yeah, it's always crazy.
Yeah. So you have Dr. Tom as your trainer with the wealth of knowledge that he is. We're from the hometown of Rip Rogers, the trainer of everybody else that Tom didn't
Everybody else, yes,
right.
Correct.
Yeah, so
maybe a little bit of different styles of training there.
Yeah.
Tom probably doesn't fly as many 4-letter words. I don't know. Well, maybe.
If you get him mad.
Yeah.
If you get him mad enough, yeah. I mean, he's old school.
Yeah, well, Rip, you don't have to get him mad. He just talks that way. It's just...
it happens.
Right.
I remember TJ saying that when they were training down in FCW, there was a guy down there with Dr. Tom, and he always says that Dr. Tom would give you enough rope to hang yourself. He's like, the guy's like, I feel bad. He's like, oh, okay, take a day off. You want to take 2 or 3? And the guy would take 2 or 3, and then he got released. Take a week off.
But that would be a heck of a seminar to get Les, Dr. Tom, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Rip all together. Whoa! Imagine what you could learn just by sitting there.
I get to bend Mark Jindrak's here all the time, and that shit's pretty fucking cool because that guy's been to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and did not know of his utter disdain for one named Batista, but that is a fucking thing.
Oh, Batista took his spot.
He took his spot. He goes, yeah, Batista took my spot because me and Randy, we were just really we like to party, so they're like, hey, you can't put Randy in there with him because Randy's a generational talent. Oh, we're send him to SmackDown. Send him to SmackDown. We'll make him the reflection of perfection, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
But monster fucking star in Mexico, like.
Oh yeah.
CMLL, AAA. I didn't know he did like telenovela shit. Like,
really?
He's a full blown soap opera star.
That's fabulous.
Doesn't he have a star like their Walk of Fame down there?
If not, he fucking should.
Yeah,
because
I thought I saw a picture of him with his name down there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
he's like the Hasselhoff of Mexico. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, he is to Mexico what Hasselhoff is to Germany. Yeah.
It's wild.
That's awesome. So go ahead. So what's going on in your life when it comes to wrestling right now?
Shish. I got a title defense coming up. I've held this title. It's kind of like Cardona's internet title thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've held it for about 2.5 months. I got a show coming up. I was like, I put my input in. I was like, you know what? Since it's a title match, I want to go old school. Let's do 2 out of 3 falls.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a 2 out of 3 falls match.
You never see that anymore. I love it.
You never do.
I love it.
I was like, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
And they were okay with it, so we're doing that tomorrow night. Hopefully we get a good draw. It's like the last outside show of the year.
Oh, it's
which
still
I'm gonna
warm
be
enough there
freezing.
to do outside shows.
Well, I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Yeah. I did an outside show up here last Friday, and we were lucky it was a 70-degree day. And by the
got lucky.
By the time the show was over, it was about 48, 50 degrees. It was rough.
See, but like here, it can snow in the morning and it'll be 80 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Yeah.
That's here. It'll snow, and then it'll be like 94, and then it'll be 20, and you'll be like, I now have the fucking flu.
Yeah, everybody has a sinus infection. That's yeah. Well,
Fucking terrible.
I swear everybody.
I got a funny story. It just popped in my head. So Chase Stevens, everybody knows the natural Chase Stevens, right?
Yep.
So me and Chase Stevens this company recently shut down. It was up in Grimsley, Tennessee. It was called 127 Pro Wrestling. Everybody was up there. Dylan McQueen's, Kinsey Pages, all those guys were up there. So one night they're like, hey, you're wrestling Chase. You're the main event. Don't fuck up. I was like, okay. So me and Chase are going. We're having a good match. It's all good. Da-da-da. He fucking back chops me.
The worst.
I rolled out of the ring. He came to get me. I circled the ring, and then circled it again, and then I kicked him in the head. And then he gets up, and he's under his breath. He goes, "Hey kid, suplex." I was like, "We're on the fucking outside. There's no padding out here. Fuck it, let's do it." And then he picks me up, and he's like, "Hey kid, you dead?"
We'll be seeing Chase tomorrow, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Dr. Tom.
Yeah. We'll be seeing Dr. Tom and Chase tomorrow.
Beat him. Beat him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just walk
Yeah,
up
beat
and
him.
drop Dr. Tom and Jackson.
No, let's not do that.
He'd probably kill me.
But yeah.
Oh shit. Those are good dudes. Good dudes.
So what else do you do in the world of wrestling?
I do a TV show here in Knoxville. It's called Wrestle Talk Live. I do like a little interview segment with up and coming wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Usually their first like TV appearance. Usually give them that. Most of the time they shit the bed, but sometimes I'm surprised. You know.
Yeah.
If you give somebody, I could give this answer. I was like, so how was the first match? Give me day of at breakfast before you hit the curtain and how you felt after. And they're like, well, I had eggs for breakfast. I was nervous, and then I was feeling better after. And I can't cuss or anything because it's. And I just want to be like, this is the worst fucking answer I've ever heard in my life.
That was the drizzling shits. Yeah.
Dr. Tom's favorite fucking saying.
That's one of Rip's favorite sayings.
We're like, hey, how was my match? And he goes, well, you want me to tell you it was good or you want me to tell you the truth? It was the drizzling shits. Thanks.
Yep. Rip says that, and he also says fucking rotten. That's his.
And you should go die.
yeah, and you should go die. I've heard him say that a few times too. Like, what?
Holy hell. That's fucking great. Yeah, this TV show. I just did a couple magazine interviews. I'm just trying to get my whole goal. I've said it since day one. I believe in that manifesting your bullshit stuff. I want to go to New Japan. I want to fight the best of the best.
Yeah.
That's my ultimate goal. That's where I want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll be a commentator or something.
For sure. Any current goal companies that you want to go to?
Yes, there's well, of course, NWA is headquartered in Nashville. I want to hit up there. Impact Wrestling is right up in the same building.
Right.
Oh, there's Mark Jindrak right there. I'll text you back, buddy. But no, NWA. There's a couple of promotions out here. There's a Joe Kazana Promotions,
Yep.
which is AJ's like dad's promotion. KFW. They just had the Juice come up. Juventud, Guerrera.
We'll be meeting him tomorrow too.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you still on the loose or?
He's the KFW heavyweight champion. He just won the belt up there, so good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot of these promotions, the big promotions I want in on.
What's the one that used to be NWA Smoky Mountain? What's it called now?
Shit if I know.
Toby works there a lot. Toby Farley. At least he used to. Oh, I can't think what it's called. Is it Ascend or something like that? I can't remember.
Oh, Elevate? No.
Elevate, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Imperial or Elevate or something like that.
I can't remember.
That's one of those fucking good ones. They have like this guy Gustavo. He's amazing.
Gustavo! We've been trying to get him on here. I love
Hit up
Gustavo.
AJ.
I know.
AJ's his best friend.
I know. And we've tried. But did he just have a kid?
He doesn't like asking.
Oh. Well, or Silas Mason. Like he's.
I want to get
friends with him,
Silas
too.
and I want to get Polo. Polo Del Mar. I want.
Polo's done messaged us.
Polo has?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. That'll be so good.
Oh man, Silas is a fucking wild card.
Yeah, I bet.
He's great.
Yeah.
This is a fucking fun one too. Okay, so it's me, Chase Stevens, Silas Mason, and AJ Kazana. And I'm trying to get these motherfuckers to be serious for just a second. I was like, I just want a little snippet interview, just say, hey, watch Wrestle Talk, da-da-da-da-da. Silas goes, you see what you have here is, he's been waiting a long time to say this, I believe. He goes, what you got here is the collection of ultimate males, come for short. The fuck?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. All pun intended, yes. Oh, man. Jeez. That's... I love it. I actually...
get into random stories.
Yeah, because Gustavo was in OVW for a while. And then went to NWA. And he also did the Heroes and Legends shows that in Sevierville. And I stayed over for the wrestling show. And as he came out, he dances with people. I was like, oh, that's me. I danced with him. We danced for a while. It was pretty good.
There's another good guy up there at OVW. He just made his debut. Maybe he's had 2 or 3 matches. His name's Wayne Moxie. He's fucking good too.
Yeah.
I'll check him out.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Problems, though.
What?
Just get a burst of energy?
No, yeah, in the form of heartburn.
He just popped out.
In the form of heartburn. That's what that was. It was me popping up.
So how is the Wrestle Talk going?
That's going good. When I started, when I came on board, the show was floundering. It wasn't doing so well. It's been on for 25 years, but TV's a fucking different market now. You don't get the same draw that you once got, especially for a local fucking show. Come on, boys. Calm down. So you don't get that for a local show, but we went from 19,000 viewers to, I think last week we had about 65,000 viewers. So, like, we're fucking getting there.
Yeah.
My whole goal is, it's been my goal since day one, is, like, I want to get to, like, a Fox and get, like, a Fox fucking thing. Like, to do, like, a real fucking, that'd be awesome. That's, like, my goal with it. Maybe go local around here and get off of this so I can use my freedom of words. I'm really stifled, but, like, it's a great platform. I like to help all of the young dudes in the area with it.
That's awesome.
It's not a bad fucking show.
No.
Well, I find it very respectable that you've been wrestling for a year, still considered a young dude in the business, is helping fellow young dudes. Like, that's not seen. Most
I feel like it's fuck. I mean, like, people are like, oh, it's all about me, and I was like, well, if you bring everybody fucking up, like, stop trying to put people fucking down. Wrestling is for everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Right.
It's for anybody. When people are like, oh, you gotta be like this and that and this, and I was like, have you seen wrestling? Like, one of my favorite performers of all time is fucking Goldust. Okay.
Yes.
If Goldust doesn't tell you wrestling's for fucking everybody, then you're an idiot. You need to watch wrestling.
Right. I mean, that goes back to Exotic Adrian Street, Adrian Adonis.
What I'm gonna do to you?
Yes. Like, oh my god. Or even Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant. He was kind of out there because he painted his nails, and it's for everybody.
The boy. I know the Boogie Woogie Boy pretty well.
He's been on shows up in Indiana before. I'm actually blessed enough to say that I am friends with Jimmy Valiant. He's been I've hung out with him 5 or 6 times, just because he used to do shows in Columbus, Indiana, and I used to bring him to a local festival so he could sell merchandise at it. And so with doing that, I've become pretty good friends with him. And I hope one day, he has a very, very weird schedule, but we're hoping to get him on the show for sure. But I've been very blessed to.
If he would ask. But he doesn't ask.
Oh, I'm a fucking asker. I ask everybody everything. I shoot shots that I shouldn't shoot.
See, I don't know. It's not that I'm scared. We're gonna put this out here in this.
What kind of rejection, Marty?
In this guy's interview, you're gonna bring this out. No, here's the truth of the matter. I can talk to anybody. I have no problem talking to people. Ask him. I'll go up to anybody and talk to anybody.
Except you can't talk to Scott Steiner about Shoney's.
I talked to Scott Steiner, not about Shoney's, but I talked to Scott Steiner. Okay? It's the Rolls Royce of restaurants, but I didn't talk to him about it. So I have no problem talking to people. It's when you're asking a favor. That's my issue. I can't do that. I have issues asking for favors.
Just tell me you want to put him over.
Right?
Yeah, old Mortimer Blankenship from Southern Indiana is going to put someone over like Scott Romer. Oh.
I always hit them up with, I'm always like, hey, man. I'll be like, hey, can I get you for the show? And they'll be like, I don't know, man. I was like, come on, man. I just want that fucking rub. And then they're like, ha, 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 ha. And they're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I've used the, hey, give me the rub before, but and I've got some good names on here. I'm the one who got AJ. Thank you very much. I'm the one who got Alex Taylor. I'm the one who got...
Calm it down. I'm the one that got the NWA.
Boom.
Well, you wouldn't have went for the NWA if I didn't start going for him first. And Glow-Up exists because of me. Anyway, sorry. Back to Jackson Black, damn it. Gosh.
What's in the foreseeable future for you? What's next?
Just trying to make as many new promotions I get under the belt. I want all the fucking titles. I don't care. I want them all. I want my bag to weigh 150 pounds. I just want to just wrestle everywhere, and I want to. You can't get good unless you wrestle bigger and bigger and bigger names, and I want to be like I've always said. I don't want to be the fucking guy that goes, "Oh yeah, I got to wrestle AJ Kazana," or "I got to wrestle this guy," because I see it in the older generation. They're like, "I got to get in the ring with Ric Flair." Fuck that. You're gonna tell your fucking kids that you got to get in the ring with me. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be the other guy.
Right. So,
That's
I
just my fucking.
I definitely have a company that you could add to your list up here in Indiana if you're interested. We'll have to talk about it after the interview.
There's like a wrestling promotion over 15 miles. You get a lot of belts out. Everybody's got a show.
What, in Indy?
Yeah.
That is you're. Dude, there's a million out here too. Jesus Christ! But there's only 5 or 6 that are like reputable, worth fucking going to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one I'm talking about.
Everybody else is
Yeah.
what they call a mud show.
Yeah.
And I hate it. Talking about that, here in Indiana, there's a lot of shit shows. Oh my god, but I've been with Supreme most of my wrestling tenure. I've been with them because the way I looked at it was I wasn't going to go anywhere super big time, but I liked this company. I became friends, and I wanted to make the company do well. That was what my goal was to make the company do better.
Give them the rub.
Give them the rub.
Yeah.
And I've been in that show for 12 years. I worked for Emerge. I've worked for them for 4 or 5 years. And then people know me as the wrestling guy around town, right? I hate when there's some podunk show. Let's just name any city around here. This is totally random and not pointing fingers at anybody. Mitchell, Indiana. Let's say there's a podunk show in Mitchell, Indiana, and people have asked me multiple times, "Hey, were you on that show? Did you see the flyer?" No, I wasn't on that show. That flyer was made on MS frickin' Paint. No, I'm not on that show.
Flyers.
Budget's tight, brother.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Hey,
The fucking app.
Hey, the gate was a little light, brother. I can pay you half now and give you the other half of that hot dog at the end of the show. Like, what? So
That's when I'm like, oh, cool. The wrestler hat's off, and now you got the motherfucker that wants his money in his envelope. And so do the rest of this locker room, and we are now around your car, and where are you going to go?
Right, absolutely.
Don't do that shit.
Who's talking about that?
What?
About getting the free glasses. Alex Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Taylor was talking about how he got a free pair of sunglasses. Well, that's what he got paid with sunglasses. Yeah, because the guy didn't have any money, so he's like, I want those Oakleys.
I'm leaving with something.
Yeah. I used to work for Evolve and Dragon Gate USA when they were around, and we were in the Carolinas, and the gate was low, and we brought in a big name, and he had worked for Gabe for years in Ring of Honor. He knew he was going to get paid, but he decided he wanted all cash that night, so that means everybody else got a check. And we're talking
Don't check it. Don't.
like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Don't cash it.
Where the hell are you going to cash a check out to get home? But he refused. I was like, oh, there's people like this out here still. Just like, damn. It was pointless.
I'm trying to decide if I know who that is.
He doesn't really wrestle a lot anymore. He's in MLW last. He's known for having an attitude.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Wait, is it was he in NXT for a while?
Yeah. You know why he got fired? Yeah.
Okay, called it. For those watching,
No, I'm not calling him out.
Morty never guesses things, but I'm not calling him out either. But I guessed it right, and if you could read my lips, that's who it was.
Oh.
Yeah, he got released because he stared down Vince McMahon. I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of intimidating Vince McMahon, but it did not work in his favor.
You can't intimidate a man with grapefruits.
All 5'7" of them.
My God, can't do it. But yeah, I don't know how we got on that subject of it was podunk shows to blah. Go ahead.
No, just there's that still exists in the wrestling world, and it's worse in some areas. It's bad up here.
Hey, we got Ian Rotten up here, so there you go. That's something you could God. and I hope Ian sees that. Ian, give up. Your shows are the drizzling shits. God.
Look at you.
Sorry, I usually don't get like this, but you guys got me fired
Jackson
up.
Black has brought Mortimer Blake.
Got me fired up, man. The only show I've ever worked on with Ian Rotten, he was...
That's what I do, buddy. That's what I do.
He was a grade A piece of trash that shot on my boys and hopped in his car and left right as soon as the match was over. So...
Gotta get to the ship.
Screw that guy. Yeah, I know. Who was the...
Wow, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know you, fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck you.
Ah, you hear that? Jackson Black says F you too. Yeah, that's why I look at it. Yeah, like, you know... have you ever heard of Ian Rotten at all?
Nope.
IWA Mid-South.
IWA Mid-South.
Jake Chris just went fucking batshit.
Boom! There it is!
Burn all the belts.
Yes, that is who we're talking about. Yeah. We're not allowed to have wrestling shows in armories now because of that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like the best places.
Yeah. We can't, in Indiana, I don't know if it's other places, but Indiana, the armories here will not let wrestling shows be booked because he trashed one so bad. Got blood everywhere and just trashed some of their chairs and everything. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking asshole.
So, ask him a relevant question.
I did. I asked him what was next, and then we went on this tangent of people and shitty shit. And
You are correct. We did do that. So, this is your chance to plug whatever you want to plug. You have the stage. Go ahead.
Okay, so I do this all the time at the end of the TV show. So Instagram, _Jackson_Black, Pro Wrestling Tees, The Path of Black, Facebook, Jackson Black, TikTok, The Jackson Black. That's where I'm at. Go buy some shit.
yes.
Absolutely, for
Yes
sure.
to it all.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like this guy.
I do, me too. Once again, thank you for coming on. Like I said, stick around after the interview. We'll talk about some stuff. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, brother.
Hey, everybody, it's Morty.
It's Brian.
And thank you for watching today's episode of Developmentally Speaking.
If you could, please click that subscribe button.
And don't forget to punch that bell icon so you can get notified whenever we go live or drop a new video every Monday. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you on the next
Developmentally Speaking.